What's up everyone? Jack and Frank back with another Impact Mouthguards live video. Today we're going to be talking about some of our kind of Halloween inspired themed guards.
Yes, we are. And that brings us into a bigger conversation, which is how can I customize my guard?
Yeah, so we're going to be kind of talking about those Halloween branded mouth guards in particular at first, and then we'll kind of bring the conversation into how can you customize it and what can you customize it with.
Right, yeah. So maybe you should show some of our Halloween guards, and then we'll talk about these others.
Yeah, so I'm just going to grab the camera here real quick, and we're going to flip it over so we can show you guys. Really, we have these three right here: the Grinch, the Ghost, and the Jack-o'-lantern. Here's kind of all the other guards that we have, but those are our Halloween inspired guards at the moment. And of course we have a toothless grin, which would be great for Halloween. Let's bring it back over.
So Jack, if somebody has an idea for another type of guard that would fit their costume, can they do that?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just trying to get this picture up here for a second so y'all can check that out. That is Kathy, who works here in the office, and that is her costume last year.
That's a couple years old now, and that is the Impact Tooth Fairy.
Yes, and that is her wearing her neon green mouth guard and kind of incorporated it into her costume.
It really accents and sparks that whole thing up, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Jay Hutch is trying to request to join. We'd love to have people join, but drop a question below to see so we know what you're gonna come and ask.
Yeah, that'd be great. So getting a custom graphic on your guard, whether it's for Halloween or your fight night, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very easy. Here, let's show you guys a couple more examples of what we have down here. Let's see how we flip this.
We're moving around today.
So these are some examples of other logos that we have that you can choose from. And they are definitely not limited to just these. These are kind of the options that we had here at the office, so we kind of wanted to show those ones.
Right, so earlier you showed our line sheet, which are pre-designed options. And these pre-designed options are plentiful on our website. In fact, we've got, I think, 96 different flags that are listed, and lots of different looks like you just showed here in the on the table. But folks like to have their word. Like if it was mine and I wanted Frank across it, we could certainly do that, right?
Yeah, and if it was mine and I wanted a couple hockey sticks or a hockey puck logo on it, if I had that logo, I can go ahead and send it into the website and we could get that mouth guard made, no problem.
Okay, now let's just talk about the real estate that we have available for graphics on a night guard. On a mouth guard. You can see in this example, this is a guard that we made for the Olympic boxing team 4 years ago now, 4+ years ago. And the design is going across the mouth guard because that's where we have the most real estate for. We don't have much vertical space on the guard to design it. So if your logo is circular or it's rectangular or square and it fits nicely, that's going to be perfect. Otherwise, we're looking for something that's more horizontal rather than vertical.
Right, and kind of bringing it back to this USA guard where you could see the text like that. We've been trying to keep the text down to at least, or at most, 10 letters because when you kind of go above that, it starts to wrap around the sides and it just doesn't look as well as you'd like it to look.
Right, so our last name is Rabinovich. It's a mouthful. If I put that on my mouth guard, it would stretch pretty far out there, and therefore the letters would have to get smaller. So it's not to say we can't do more letters, but for the best look, we're going K9 to K9, that's about 10 or 11 letters.
Yeah, that seems to be the perfect amount that we've come to.
Yeah, now in some cases, like our new Powerlift guard, our Strongman guard, there's really very little real estate because there's no front on this guard. There's very little real estate, but we can fit a little logo. Now this particular one doesn't have a logo, but yeah, we can put, in our case, our iBurst logo, or if you have a circular logo for your gym, works really well.
Yeah, what we have realized is those circular logos are perfect because you can just kind of shrink them and fit it on that mouth guard perfectly. In fact, we actually just got back from a strongman event. It was Strongman Nationals. We went live a couple weeks ago with Dion. I don't know if maybe you guys remember that, but the event was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, more exciting than I would have ever expected it to be, but watching somebody lift 881 pounds and the stress and the strain that everybody went under to lift their particular weights was just amazing to me.
Right, yeah, we saw the one guy who won at least the deadlift competition. He deadlifted 881 pounds. I never thought it would be so intriguing to see that in person, but man, when we saw that, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, what was amazing was under the effort, so many athletes were passing out because they were just stressing and straining so hard. That made it, drama-filled where I didn't expect that to happen.
Right, yeah, and there was this one time where this poor guy, the bar actually fell onto him.
Right.
And it was awful, but...
And the announcer yelled, "That dude got pancaked," by the way.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing and decided to talk about that because they almost expect it. I mean, it's part of the sport and that's what happens.
Right. Well, getting back to the designs of our mouth guards. So we have designs which encompass the whole mouth guard here, right? You can see that it's wrapped around there. And we could certainly do that for you, but you'd have to design it in such a way that it goes on our template. And if you have the ability to design art, then that would work perfectly for you. Otherwise, we'll use your logo size to put it maybe off center or center, depending on how you'd like it. Once again, this design, which is braces, looks incredible when it's in somebody's mouth because you can't actually tell that there's a mouth guard there, but it uses the the horizontal space to get the most out of the graphic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and continuing on with these designs, of course the color is completely up to you. You can choose whatever color that you'd like. You just hop onto our website and see all those colors, and then you can pick whatever logo you like.
What if somebody needs help designing a guard or figuring out what works?
Yeah, so feel free to reach out to us however you like, whatever's easiest for you. We have a phone number that you can call, and one of us here at the office will answer. You can shoot us a DM. We get a lot of DMs daily regarding, hey, I have questions on how I can custom design my guard. We're happy to walk you through that process, and we're happy to put that order through for you straight through Instagram, whatever works best for you.
Do we charge extra if somebody calls?
No, not at all. We actually love when people call because then we get it absolutely perfectly correct.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form are you ever bothering us. So DM us, text us, email us, send smoke signals, whatever it takes. We're glad to help in any way we can.
Right.
You know, that even goes right down to the impressions. We're often getting on the phone with folks to help them with their impression. We do a FaceTime call. It's no problem. We love doing that.
Yeah, so it looks like our chat was actually stuck, and it looks like we missed a lot of questions, but here we go. Jeff is the first question and says, how about an opponent's girlfriend's picture on the guard?
Now, that's a novel idea. I don't think we've done that. We have done pictures of dogs and pictures of people themselves, but the opponent's girlfriend, it's novel.
It's savage. Dimitri says, could you do a half Australian flag, half USA flag? That actually brings up a great point. If you don't see your special flag on the website, at the very top of that page, it will say, what exactly does it say? Sorry.
I tuned out for a second, Jeff, so I don't actually know what you asked me.
The flag.
Yeah, the flag says, if you want a custom style, just email us with the details, like you're asking for an Australian American flag, no problem, we can do that, yeah. And typically, we have that design in just a couple days, and we'll send you a mock-up of it, and then we put it back on the website.
Right, so we allow you to approve that before we ever put that order through. So if you want, Dimitri, shoot us a DM. I will get you a half Australian and half USA flag mock-up, and we could go from there.
Yeah, I think we just put up a half Panama, half Puerto Rico flag.
Yeah, we did. Prime says, what file format and DPI is requested?
Well, JPEGs or PNGs work the best. Then we size it up accordingly because let's have a look here. I'm not sure I can illustrate it very well, but every mouth is different, right? So the size of this mouth is different than the size of this mouth. And so those architectural needs of what each person has in their mouth dictates that the graphic gets sized appropriately.
And continuing on, really about it, Jay says, how do we know what font is which?
So on our website, we've got 9 font choices that are available. So that's one way to utilize fonts. The other way is if you don't see something that you like and you're really intent on having that other, if it's available on defont.com, which is a downloadable system, then we can use that font there.
Yeah, and here is actually some of our fonts. That might be a little bit boring, but you guys get the point. So that is our fonts, and you can see those on the website. It's pretty easy to mess around and play with it and check it out.
Sure is.
Continuing on, Prime, Sean from Prime says both for logos and or full template design.
Well, for the full template design, we would provide the template. You would design within that template, and then you would save that preferably as an AI file in that case.
Abel says, do you make USA Boxing mouthguards?
We do. We make USA Boxing mouthguards both for the athletes on the Olympic teams, and we make them available for any fighter who may want one. I don't think we have one here handy, except for this one, which we made for the Olympic boxing team a few years ago. Oh, actually we have one of our quick fit with a design. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but that is a USA Boxing guard. And we do that both on custom and on our quick fit guards.
Yeah, and in fact, we will be at the USA Boxing event in Shreveport, Louisiana, December 5th and 6th, I believe. So that'll be a fun event, and it'll be good to get back to some boxing events.
The expectation for that event is there's going to be about 1,000 athletes, maybe as many as 1,200 athletes fighting because of all the pent-up demand. There hasn't been any events this year.
Yeah, continuing on, Raise the Bar Fitness says, my son, Lil Savages, loves your products, best mouthpiece in the industry, hands down. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all the posting and the constant messages that you guys send us, so we really appreciate the support.
I should say one thing about that USA Boxing guard too, is we have a special going on right now with USA Boxing that you can actually get $40 off on that guard. So a custom mouth guard with USA Boxing's logo, if you use the code USA 40 off, you get $40 off the cost of that guard.
Yeah, and we actually have a giveaway coming soon here on Instagram and Facebook with them, so that should be pretty interesting and fun to do. But as we're talking about giveaways, let's share the guard health.
Let's talk about guard health, but just before we do, I just want to confirm, we can put that discount code for the USA Boxing notes, USA Boxing guard in our notes, right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, so we'll get that out to you to make sure that you have it. Well, Guard Health, which is a fantastic product for cleaning your guards, you just spray it on, it kills 99.9% of the bacteria. Starting Friday, although it's live now, starting Friday, you can get a free bottle of Guard Health. You just cover shipping and handling, and we'll send this right out to you. This is normally $15. It's really exciting because, especially now, athletes need to sanitize their mouth guard. You just do. You got to kill the germ.
Yeah, and all the time we were getting asked when our next free week is, and that is what it's going to be next week.
Starts Friday.
Correct, and I will add that to our link tree right after we get done with this conversation.
Good idea.
But Sean from Prime says, do you or can you do double guards? High school wrestlers with braces need to cover, whether it's top, bottom, or both.
Sean, the answer is yes, we can do double guards, although we don't do them very often. The reason being is because there's so much in the mouth. As you know from the off-the-shelf versions that are kind of blue and silicone-y, there's just so much that folks don't like it. So even fighters, unless there's a rule like you're suggesting for wrestlers, they wear a single guard on the upper arch. But we can make a double, not preferred.
Yeah, Abel says, thanks for the shirt and the extra items. Abel, thanks for coming on the other week and joining us.
Yeah.
And that we would love to have people patch into if you guys have questions and want to ask them to us personally.
Ask them live.
Yeah, go ahead and ask them live. You can click to join. I'm not really sure how you do that, but I think from your end you can see it and then you click and join.
We'll all be live.
Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have about Halloween guards and whatever else?
Well, you know, most folks don't think of a guard to accent their costume, but we've got several pre-designed designs that are available. But if you have something specific that you'd like for your costume, we could certainly do that. So if you have an image of a different set of fangs, let's say, that you like than what we have, not a problem. We could set that up for you.
Yeah, we actually had someone send us in some glittery fangs, and we made that for them, and it looked incredible.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of fangs, I may go as Count Chocula. You know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
That's a cereal that I used to eat as a kid.
Well, I'm sure a lot of viewers have no idea what that is. But
chocolate fangs.
Yeah, continuing on.
Chocula.
Continuing on, if you guys have any questions regarding designs, just let us know. We're happy to do any kind of design that you want and any logo.
I'm getting hungry now that I mentioned cereal. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he's done, but if you guys have any other questions, please drop them below before we take off. It looks like Abel just said, what USA boxing events will you be at? Abel, at the moment, we will just be at the one in Louisiana in Shreveport.
That's the only one that's on the schedule.
Right.
Next year we'll be at all of them, so whatever schedule will be there.
Yeah, so that'll be great to get back to those USA boxing events.
And just to define that further, USA Boxing has 4 major events each year, and those are the 4 that we'll be at. But if there's a large local event that you think we should be at that we're not aware of, then we'll be at those too.
Yeah.
Let us know about that.
No doubt. It doesn't look like we have much more questions. Do you have any last minute things you'd like to add?
Count Chocula.
And guys, if you're watching this after the fact, please drop some questions down below. We'll be sure to answer them.
Get those chocolate fangs.
And the Guard Health, I will add that to our Linktree bio right now, so you guys can go check that out if you'd like it.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.